Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Dragon Link deck profile. So I'm really excited to do some for you guys because this deck is an extremely powerful deck, especially now that we have the Red Eyes Full Metal Dragon. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name description every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Starliege. Starliege is definitely a 3 out in the deck and one of the best normal summons in the entire build, as you can send any number of dragon monsters from your hand or face from field to the graveyard to be able to add a dragon monster from your deck to your hand, whose level equals the total level of those monsters that you sent to the graveyard for this card's effect, which is a great effect to be able to add the exact card that you need off this card's effect. This card also has the ability that you can banish this card in the graveyard and then target a level 8 light or dark dragon monster in the graveyard and add it back to your hand, which is a really cool ability to be able to use, especially with all the level 8 dragon monsters we play in this build. We then play 3 copies of Black Metal Dragon. Black Metal Dragon is one of the best normal summons in the entire build because this card works with our Red Eyes engine we're playing in the deck. This card has the ability, if this card is sent to the graveyard from the field, you actually get to add a Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand, which is an amazing effect to instantly grab our copy of either Darkness Metal Dragon or Full Metal Dragon. We then play a single copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon is definitely a 1-up in the deck. This card has the ability that you can actually special summon this card from your hand by banishing one other dragon monster you control, and then this card is a monster reborn once per turn that during the main phase you can special summon a dragon monster from your hand or your graveyard except another copy of this card, which is an awesome ability to instantly bring back our copy of Black Metal Dragon, because Black Metal Dragon is not once per turn, to be able to get another search off of it, which is a great ability to be able to use so you can make basically a link to, because your copy of Black Metal Dragon is basically full combo in this deck. We then play a single copy of Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon. Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon is such a powerful card and an amazing boss monster for this deck. This card has the ability you can actually reveal this card in your hand, and then you get to set a copy of Max Metal Morph to your side of the field, which is a great ability to be able to use, and then you shuffle this card back into your deck. This card also has the ability it cannot be normal summon or set. It must first be special summoned with Max Metal Morph by activating it and treating a level 5 or higher dragon monster, which is super easy to do. Plus this card is a walking negate, which is absolutely insane for this card to be able to do. And it comes out at 3,800 when you equip with your copy Max Metal Morph, because Max Metal Morph, once you summon this card out, will actually equip itself to this monster and make it an extremely powerful monster to your side of the field, which is insane. We then play 2 copies of Rocket Tracer. Rocket Tracer is really good for the Rocket package we're playing in this deck, and this card is amazing because it has the ability to quick effect, target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon a Rocket monster from your deck, except another copy of Tracer, which is a great ability to instantly get the exact card that you need on your side of the field. The only downside of this card is for the rest of the turn, it locks you into Dark monsters from the extra deck, which is not that big of a deal in this deck, because it's pretty much all we play in the extra deck, except for 1 or 2 cards. We also play a single copy of Rocket Recharger. Recharger is just a really good 1-up in the build for our Rocket engine. We then play a single copy of Rocket Caliber. Rocket Caliber is a great extender in the deck to be able to use to be able to special summon out to your side of the field, as you can special summon this card from your hand to a zone a Dark Link monster points to, which is an easy effect to be able to accomplish in this deck, just to get you a monster out on your side of the field. Plus this card is a tuner, which is really helpful. We then play a single copy of Absorouter. Absorouter is absolutely amazing in the deck to be able to basically use in this build, because this card has the effect that if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can actually add a Rocket monster from your deck to your hand, which is an amazing effect to be able to use, because you can use this card with your copy of Dragon's Ravine, send it to the graveyard, and then add your copy of your Rocket Tracer directly from your deck to your hand, and use Boot Sector Launch to bring out your copy of your Rocket Tracer and go full combo. We then play 3 copies of the Bestial Lubellion. The Bestial cards are so powerful in a Dragon Link deck, so these cards are really good in this build. And this card is amazing in the deck because it has the ability it must be special summoned from your hand or your graveyard by tributing a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon monster, which is very easy to do in this deck. This card also has the ability you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to add a bestial monster from your deck to your hand, and also when this card's on your side of the field during the main phase, you can place a branded continuous spell or trap from your deck face up on your side of the field, which is a great effect to instantly get branded or gained on the field. We then play 3 copies of Saunier. Saunier is definitely a 3-out in the deck, and in a Dragon Link deck, this is the best bestial to be able to play in the deck, as this card is the ability to like all of your level 6 bestial monsters that you can actually target one light or dark monster in either player's graveyard and banish it, and use special summon this card from the hand. And it's a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster, which all of your level 6 bestials share that effect. This card is a great ability, and if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can actually send a bestial monster or a branded spell or trap from your deck to the graveyard, which is a great effect to be able to use in this build. We then play a single copy of Magnemite. Magnemite is really good in this deck because when this card is special out to your side of the field, during the end phase you actually get to add a dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which is a great ability to instantly grab the exact card that you need. We then play a single copy of Druisworm. Druisworm is actually a card that I considered playing in this deck as a 2 or a 3F, but I feel like 1 is totally fine in the deck because we are playing the Rocket package in this build. And this card is great in the build as a 1F because it does spot remove cards off the field when it does touch the graveyard, which is a great effect just to deal with one of your opponent's special summon monsters. We then play a single copy of Baldrake. Baldrake is really good. You want to play 1 of each name at least in the deck, and this card is really good in the build as a 1-of to be able to summon that to your side of the field because it basically kind of works like a copy of Druisworm that helps you deal with extra egg monsters. We then play a single copy of Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon. This card is great in the deck to be able to use because this card is just an easy special summon to your side of the field, as it has the ability that cannot be normal summoner set. It must be special summoned from your hand or your X deck by banishing a light and a dark monster from your graveyard, which is super easy to do just to get this card out on your side of the field, and it's a really good card to be able to play in this deck. We then play a single copy of Black Dragon, Collapse Serpent, and a single copy of White Dragon, Wyvern Buster. These cards can search each other, which is absolutely amazing, and they're super easy to bring out to your side of the field because you either have to banish a dark monster or a light monster in your graveyard to be able to special some of these cards to your side of the field, which is very easy to do, and when they're sent from the field to the graveyard, they search each other, which is amazing for this deck to help you link climb. So, that's it for the dragon monsters, guys. Let's get into the monster hand traps we're playing in this deck. So for the monster hand traps, we're going to start with 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is definitely a 3-out of the build, basically just to stop your opponent from touching the deck. We then play 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is amazing in this build as well because it is a light monster, so when you do send it to the graveyard, it can work with any of your bestial monsters and negates monster effects, and it's just a really good card overall in this build. We then also play 3 copies of Nibiru because it's super easy to out Nibiru in this deck, and it's just a really good card to help you break your opponent's board. For the hand traps, we're also playing infinite and permanent, so we're playing about 12 different hand traps outside of the bestial monsters that also count as hand traps, basically like DD Crows, but they're really good in the deck to be able to play. I really like 12 individual hand traps besides the bestials in this deck because it feels like you're going to be able to draw the majority of them that you need in your opening hand without breaking too much, which is absolutely amazing. And in playtesting, I feel like 12 is the perfect number to be able to play because you're also playing 3 copies of infinite impermanence when we get to the traps, which is really cool. But you want to be able to play this lineup of hand traps, basically break your opponent's board, negate monster effects, and stop your opponent from touching the deck. So that's it for the monster hand traps, guys. Let's get in to the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Chaos Space. Chaos Space is amazing in the deck to help you search out a bunch of different monsters from your deck to your hand, because this card has the ability that you can send a light or a dark monster from your hand to the graveyard to be able to add a light or a dark monster that cannot be normal summoned or set from your deck to your hand with a level from 4 to 8 and with a different attribute than the monster that you sent, which is a really cool ability to instantly grab the exact card you need, like a copy of Lubellium. We then play a single copy of Dragon Ravine. Dragon Ravine is really good to be able to work with a copy of Romulus because this card just helps us foolish wheel our copy of Absorouter to the graveyard to get into our rocket engine. We also play a single copy of Boot Sector Launch. Boot Sector Launch is searchable off of Striker Dragon in the extract and helps us basically special out our rocket monsters in our hand, which is really cool to be able to do. We then play a single copy of Branded Regained. Branded Regained is really good as a 1-of in the build to basically just help you draw cards when a light or dark monster is banished, and also helps you bring out your bestial monsters to your side of the field, which is an amazing effect to instantly get your bestial monsters out of your side of the field with this card's effect, but it's a great 1-of in the build. We then also play 3 copies of Quick Launch. Quick Launch is basically E-Telly for the deck for your rocket monsters, letting you instantly special summon a rocket monster from your deck to your side of the field so you can keep link climbing, which is amazing. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start with a single copy of Max Metal Morph. Max Metal Morph is what we use to summon out our copy of Full Metal Dragon. This card lets us actually tribute a face-up monster to special summon a monster that cannot be normal summon or set that mentions Max Metal Morph from our hand, deck, or graveyard. Then you can equip this card with the following effect: that the equipped monster gains 400 attack and defense, and it cannot be destroyed by spell or monster effects, and also your opponent cannot target it with monster or spell effects as well, which is an amazing ability to basically turn our copy of our Full Metal Dragon into a towers-like walking negate, which is absolutely insane to be able to use, and it's very easy to put on your side of the field with your copy of Max Metal Morph, because your copy of Black Metal Dragon will search it out to your side of the field, which is a really cool effect, because then you can just reveal your copy of your Full Metal Dragon in your hand, set this card to your side of the field, and then tribute any of your dragon monsters that are level 5 or higher to be able to bring out your copy of Full Metal Dragon directly from your deck. We then play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is definitely a 3-of deck to go along with all of our other hand traps, just to stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start with a single copy of Boral in Dragon. Boral in Dragon is really good as a 1-of in the deck that's super easy to summon out to your side of the field. Literally a single copy of Black Metal Dragon equals this card, which is insane, and it has the ability it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and also neither player can target it with monster effects. This card can attack all monsters your opponent control once each, and also you can quick effect, target an effect monster on the field and a rocket monster in your graveyard, negate that monster's effect on the field, and if you do, special summon that other monster from your graveyard, and your opponent cannot activate cards and effects in response to this effect activation, which is an amazing ability to be able to use, especially since this card, when it touches the field, usually means you're going to win the game because you're going to OTK your opponent, but it's also a walking negate, which is amazing. We play a single copy of Underworld Goddess, just in case we need to out a towers-like boss monster. We play a single copy of Access Code Talker so we can pop cards on the field. This card is just really good overall in the deck, and a really awesome card to be able to make in this build. Plus, it comes out absolutely massive. We play a single copy of Triple Burst Dragon. We play Triple Burst Dragon in the deck for its Link Arrows, which is really cool to be able to use this card with our copy of Guard Dragon Pisty, and it's a really awesome card overall. We then play a single copy of Nightmare Unicorn. Unicorn is great in the deck to help you spin cards off the field. 1 copy of the Dark Charmer. Dark Charmer is amazing in this deck overall, because it helps you basically bring out your monsters to your side of the field, your opponent's monsters to your side of the field, so you can keep link climbing. We then play a single copy of SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight is amazing in this deck as 1-of. Basically just use this card as a double interruption, and it's one of the most powerful cards in the entire extra deck. We play a single copy of Romulus. Romulus searches your copy of Dragon's Ravine, which is why I play this card as a 1-of, but this card is, in fact, a win monster, so you have to watch out for it when you do lock yourself into actually dark monsters. Be sure that you summon this card out before you use Tracer Dragon's effect. We play a single copy of IP. IP is really good in this deck as a 1-of to be able to make your copy of Unicorn or your copy of SP during the opponent's turn, or even a copy of Underworld Goddess just in case you need to. We play a single copy of Hieratic Seal. Hieratic Seal is really just a great 1-of in the deck, but you only need a single copy of this card in the deck, and it's a really cool card to help you spin cards off the field. We play a single copy of Guard Dragon Pisty. Pisty is amazing in this build as a 1-of to be able to use, especially your copy of Triple Burst Dragon, so they both point to the same zone, so you can basically just use these cards to be able to bring back your copy of Black Metal or one of your other monsters from the graveyard to climb to your copy of Boral in Dragon. We play a single copy of Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon is great in the deck as a 1-of because this card helps you search out your copy of Boot Sector Launch, plus it's a Link 1 that you can easily make in this deck, and it's just really cool overall. We play a single single copy of Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel spot removes cards off the field, and it's very easy to make in this build overall because it's just an awesome card in this deck. Basically just summon out to your side of the field that you don't even have to use a tuner in the deck to be able to make. And if you use light monsters, then the single monster you control that are unaffected by monster effects activated by your opponent. If you use dark monsters, which you always will in this build, then monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle, which is an insane effect. We can also play a single copy of Dispatter. Dispatter is really good in this build as one to basically just use this card as a walking negate and to use it to bring back your monsters from the graveyard or banished, which is really good to be able to use because you can actually bring back one of your light or dark monsters that are banished back to your side of the field, which is a great effect. You can finally play a single copy of Atum. Atum is really good in the deck as a 1-up because we play so many level 6 bestial monsters. This card is just really good at helping you bring out one of your monsters to your side of the field, which is just really good because you can actually just detach a material from this card and then special summon a dragon monster from your deck, but make its attack and defense point 0, and it cannot attack this turn, which is not that big of a deal. It's just really good to be able to bring out to your side of the field the exact monster that you need, and it's just an amazing card in the extra deck. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this deck. It's an amazing deck overall. If you guys have never played a Dragon Link deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try because it's an extremely powerful deck, especially now that we have Full Metal Dragon as a walking negate in the main deck, which is absolutely crazy. So that's going to be this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on there so you can become part of Notification Squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.